Stefano and welcome to today's video. So as I'm filming this, I am 36 weeks pregnant. I will show you guys the bump. So here we go. Here's the bump. Today's video is going to be an influencer Q&A. This video was brought to you by Squarespace. I made the most beautiful website oh so easily using squarespace.com. I have made myself a personal website that is linked to my YouTube and my Instagram and even my social media manager Sophie. It makes it so easy for brands to get in contact with me. If you are in need of a website, then use Squarespace to create one. I've been getting a lot of messages about how I became an influencer, like how I charge, like how much money do I earn, just like a lot of curious questions, whether people are just asking out of curiosity or people are asking because they want to become one. Let me just get my breath because I get so like out of breath. This is what happens when you're pregnant, people. The first question, did I set out to be an influencer or did I fall into it? So both. So I set out to be an influencer. That was my dream. I mean, originally I wanted to be a YouTuber. I actually have had multiple YouTube channels in the past since I was like 9 years old. I had a Littlest Pet Shop YouTube channel, and then I had like a Justin Bieber YouTube channel, and then I had a YouTube channel for my rabbit Barnaby called That Cute Little Nose. If you guys ever wanted to watch some 14-year-old Chris content, you can still watch that. I had like a little vlog channel for a little while. I've always been into social media. I've always loved it. I've known that you could make money on YouTube since I was like 8 years old pretty much, and it's always been like a dream of mine to become an influencer. I just fell more into the TikTok and Instagram side of things. Back in 2017 I was scammed basically, but I didn't really realize it. So back in 2017, I had like 300 followers and I got reached out to by a company. They said that they would give me a discount on the product and I just had to promote it. And I said yes. And I was so scared that they were going to take my money and not send product, but they did send product. So I paid, I think I paid $14.60, and at the time I was on the student benefit while I studied animal care to become a vet nurse. So I honestly didn't have a lot of money. I paid that money and I did receive the product, and it was so exciting. It was like, what the heck, I just like got this product for like half price just to like do an Instagram post. So that's kind of when I was introduced to influencer marketing, but of course do not fall for that crap. I will get into that later in the video. This is probably going to be quite a long chit chat video because I think there's so much information that I could give you guys since I've been doing it since literally 2017. 2017? No, 2018. Start of 2018. Sorry. Just gonna check on my bunny. Cool, he's still asleep. Oh, he's so cute. But yeah, that's when I was introduced to the idea of influencer marketing, and I kind of thought like, oh well, if I can get it half price, I'm sure I could get it like completely for free. So that's when I just started like hustling and bustling and asking for free stuff. I was super poor. Like I literally couldn't afford deodorant. Like I did not own deodorant and I could not afford to buy some at the supermarket because me and Naz were sharing money for groceries, and we needed groceries because he was a full-time like laborer worker. At first I asked for deodorant and I got like a bunch of deodorant, and I was like, oh my god, I just got free deodorant. And then I asked for free skincare from Skin Food, and I got it. And you know, like just started getting free things in return for posts, and it was just like a fun little thing that I was able to do, I guess. And it kind of got me into like wanting to create content and create better content. So I honestly just started doing it, and I didn't really have like an idea of who I was or what I was doing or anything like that. So anyways, that is me setting out to be an influencer. That is when I started like studying online of like how to grow your Instagram. I found Jade Damawanza. I will link her down below. She actually helped me grow my Instagram heaps, and also Alessandra. I'll link her down below as well. She helped me grow heaps as well. So I started doing a lot of research on how to like grow an Instagram because I realized like if I can get it for free, I can get paid. When I got pregnant with Cove, I totally made fun of TikTok, and I said how TikTok was really cool. I thought TikTok was super cool. but I totally made fun of it, of like, it is so cool, but you have to be a special kind of person to go viral and do well on that app. And I kind of meant that like you had to be a little bit cringy, and I went viral on the app. And honestly, I agree, I am quite cringy, like I'm embarrassing. And yes, I was single and pregnant. Me and Naz weren't together, but we were hanging out, we were friends, we were trying to be supportive of each other and stuff like that, even though we were in a mess. But it ended up picking up, and I started gaining like millions of views on TikTok, and following went up and up and up and up and up. And that's when it kind of became a full-time thing, was March 2020, when I was, so 3 months postpartum or 2 months postpartum with Cove. I was reached out to by a management company who hired a lovely woman named Sophie, and I was managed by them for a bit, and then I stopped being managed by them, and Sophie ended up creating her own management, and now I'm managed by Sophie again, and she's the best manager ever, and I'm so grateful for her, and I just love her so much. So yeah, that's like a little rundown of kind of like how I became an influencer. Again, it's a big story, so like we're already 10 minutes in, but so one of my first paid jobs, I think I had 500 followers, and I got paid $130 to take photos in the small businesses clothing. I wasn't a model, I wasn't a photographer, but I was willing to give it a go and willing to put myself out there. So you don't have to have a lot of followers, you just kind of have to like show that you're consistent and give it a go. How long before I started making money? Honestly, I earned my first pay at 500 followers, 500 on Instagram. It's all about hustling. It's all about, you know, reaching out to the right people and being consistent with your content. I was posting at least 3 times a week, every single week, and just showing that I was willing to create content for brands. But to grow an audience, that is a whole nother story. Honestly, you can make a lot of money on Instagram and not have the most best audience, I guess, or you can grow a really good audience and not make a lot of money, or you can do both. So it's really just about your hustle, it's about your integrity, it's about your content, it's about your consistency, and it's also sometimes just luck. Actually, a lot of the time it's luck, because the algorithms can be quite unfair. How I found my niche. So if you don't know what a niche is basically what you're about and what you bring to the table, essentially. I don't think you necessarily need to have one niche that you only do and you just do it hard out and like milk it, because I just don't think that's enjoyable. For me, I have a lot of niches that I have like dived into. Like I do stupid videos on TikTok, I do fashion stuff, I do mom stuff, I do self-love stuff, I do mental health stuff. Like I do a range of things, and I don't think that you have to niche down, but I definitely think that having a focus makes life easier for you, and it makes your Instagram predictable for your audience to know what they're like coming to your page for. Just gonna check on my kid again. He's having a really big nap today. I'm so grateful. But how I found my niche was just doing it. You don't need to like poddle around and brainstorm and like think for ages of like what you're going to do. You can potter around and brainstorm while you do it. I think that's the biggest thing that helped me, was that even though I didn't know always what I was going to post, and what I was and who I was and who I was and who I was going to be and like what brand I was creating, just posting anyways every single week and like posting consistently and doing what I loved to do really helped me find my niche, I guess. And I guess you would call me like lifestyle mom who talks about self-love. I don't know. I think that the main thing is just to do it. Like just do it. Even if a photo you're not super proud of it, just post it, and then you learn from it. Every time you post something that you don't love, you learn. Every time you post something you do love, you learn. And I think that's like the biggest thing that a lot of people don't do when it comes to like growing a following, is just doing it. and it's hard, obviously, like perfectionism kicks in, art fear kicks in, but I am very, very lucky to say that I have felt confident in just posting whatever. Even when I was editing my body, I might not have been confident in my body, but I was confident enough to just show up online, if you know what I mean, like just to show up, just to be present, just to be in everyone's faces. Like for a while I was doing handy ads just because I wanted free stuff, whether it was because I needed free stuff or because I literally just wanted free stuff. I was just in people's faces, and yeah, sometimes I lost followers and it would sting my ego a little bit, but again, I just didn't care. I would just still show up. That's the main thing, is showing up and just doing it, and eventually you will find your niche. I think as well as just going off of what does well. So like if you post a month worth of photos, looking at which did the best, and which felt the best for you. I feel like that's important. Hopefully that was helpful. How much money do I make personally? So this is a hard question because I have no idea. But I'll go based off my tax last year. The money that I made as an individual was about like 30 something thousand. Now the reason that is because you have to spend money to have a business. So basically I brought my camera that year, and I did business trips that year, and I brought my laptop that's in front of me. This was expensive. These are all things that I literally use for work, and that was me becoming, you know, a full-time worker, just to like say it as a job. But the money that I got in and was able to like spend on myself and my family and stuff like that, I think it was just under 40,000. So it was like 38,000 or something like that. So that's what I paid tax on as an individual, if that makes any sense. I don't have one way of earning money. So I earn money through multiple sources of income. So when you work in Australia and New Zealand, you get the family tax benefit. So that is my individual income, not my business income. So that's an income for me as an individual. And then I earn money through Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube sponsorships. And then I earn money through like, what is it called, monetization on YouTube. And now Instagram has a payment plan for their reels coming out, so I get paid from that. TikTok has the creator fund. I do not receive that, and I get paid from OnlyFans, and then little other things like commissions and affiliate links and stuff like that. So there's heaps of sources of income that you can get paid from being an influencer. And I don't even like, I honestly don't hustle the way that other people hustle, man. Creating your own brand, you know, me and Taylor did the unconditional journals, and even though we didn't make much money off that because of the issues that came, we spent a lot of the money back on the business, but that's okay because we tried. Hello, it's Evelyn Chris. I didn't quite answer the question. I couldn't tell you how much I've actually like earned altogether from social media, just because I'm so messy with my accounts. I just give it to my accountant and let her do her do. But as for the individual tax income that I paid, that isn't the full amount that came into the business. So if I could estimate last year's amount of money that came into the business minus like some loans and stuff like that, I think I earned 80,000 New Zealand dollars from all of my social medias combined, from March to March 2020. So yeah, and obviously I've earned money this year too, but don't even ask me about it. Ugh. How much can I charge? How to know how do I charge, like, kind of thing. So honestly, when you're first starting out, just use a calculator. Just type into the internet, influencer calculator, put in your like ad and go around there. So To give you guys an idea, I have 126,000 followers on Instagram. I have a 96% female audience, and I have like an engagement rate of like 18%. Now that's a really good engagement rate. I'm very proud of like my statistics when it comes to invites and stuff like that, because I've created like a really amazing, we've created an amazing community on my page. Like, I'm so grateful for you guys. Like, we just all chat. We chat in the DMs, we chat on comments, and like, you guys are very, very involved. I don't know, but I can charge sometimes, you know, $1,800 for an Instagram post and a story to go with it. And sometimes I have made $1,500 from just an Instagram story, and sometimes I've made $300 from an Instagram story, and sometimes I do them for free because I just like the company. So knowing how to charge is kind of like tough cookies. I don't really know. I don't even know if I'm like, I don't know. I'm not an expert. But yeah, honestly, when I first started out, I just used the calculator. So just like Google it. I'll try to leave a link for you guys down below. Did I care what people thought and how to not care what people think? So obviously I do care what people think, because otherwise I wouldn't post, hey. But as for like rude judgment, it stings my ego sometimes, and sometimes it even hurts my feelings. But I don't let it stop me, because I don't know. There's a random like confidence that I've gotten from being bullied as a teenager and a kid. I was bullied a lot. I was picked on. I literally had like things thrown at me, and everyone thought that I was like the biggest slut in high school. I would get picked on for my weight and my acne and like my sexual activity and like just anything. My oily skin, my oily hair. Just everything was picked on, and I was a very sensitive soul, so it felt like I got bullied 24/7, even though I probably really didn't get bullied that much. I probably just got bullied like an average amount. But when I was in the midst of like my heaviest bullying, which is when like people were like sexually harassing me because they thought they could because I was a slut, and I was getting things thrown at me, and people were grabbing at me while I walked around school, and I literally had one friend. Shout out to you, Cole. Appreciate you, Cole Davies. I love him. He's the OG. Anyways, well, actually I had a few friends, but like one best friend that like really stuck by me while I was getting harassed. But anyways, in that moment, I kind of realized, like, if I don't have my own back, I'm gonna die. Like, it was like a survival thing. Like, if I don't have my own back, I am going to hurt myself. And even though I have had a history of self-harm and, you know, eating disorders and hurting myself and harming myself and being mean to myself, I kind of realized in that moment that I didn't actually want to feel like that anymore. Like, I didn't want to hate myself, because if everyone else hates me too, like, who do I have? Like, no one. And I don't know, something in me just built like a really tough shell and built this beginning of wanting to do self-love for some reason. I couldn't tell you guys why. So when people have negative thoughts about me, I understand that that's a reflection of their own insecurities and a reflection of them trying to fit in a lot of the time, and it's just it means more about them than it does about me. And when it's not criticism and it's just hateful, it's just judgmental, I just know that like I'm getting paid, or I'm getting free stuff, or even if you're not getting those things and you're just like doing what feels right and doing what feels good, like that's way more than they're doing. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's kind of hard to get into that stuff because I'm not actually very good at speaking. Sorry, I'm so gross. Did my goals change as time's gone on? Yes, they've changed. They change every month. And I think that you should always give yourself the flexibility and not panic when your goals or your idea of success or your idea of creative changes, because I think that's what keeps this job a dream job. Like, this is my dream job. It's really fun. I get to do whatever I want and see if people like it, and yeah, it's really cool. Having an impact on people is the most emotional thing, and it's freaking cool. Like, sometimes I'm like, oh my god, I want to be an inspiration to people and I want to help others, and then sometimes I'm like, you know what, I want to be private for this month. Like, I really want to just focus on me and just be a bit more shallow with my content, and I have the freedom to do that because, you know, being pregnant, during my pregnancy I had a lot of mean girls be really mean to me, and it was really affecting my energy and making me really anxious that I was having like panic attacks, and yeah, it was really bad. So for that month, I kind of focused on creating more shallow content and being a lot more private with my family life and stuff like that, while I worked on my anxiety. And I got like a little anxiety workbook, and even though I might have talked about it a little bit, I was a lot more private. And then literally the next month I was feeling a lot better and I was ready to talk more about my pregnancy. So I think that's the cool thing about this job as well, is that you have that freedom and flexibility to do that. My biggest piece of advice to someone starting out, again, is just to do it and to love yourself while you do it. Be kind to yourself while you do it. Allow mistakes, allow failure, allow nulls, allow times where you don't make content, and be forgiving of yourself. Don't think, oh my gosh, I haven't posted in 2 weeks, I can't post anymore. Like, just, yeah. But make sure that it's something that you want to do. Like, a lot of people, I feel like, are just like becoming influencers because it's like a thing, like it's kind of like trendy, I guess. But sometimes people don't actually like doing it. And also there's different types of influencers. Like, you don't have to make money through Instagram by like, you know, spilling the tea all the time about your own life. Like, sometimes you can like create a business through Instagram, whether it be a small business or giving out advice or text posts. Like, there's so many ways to make money. I'm obviously just talking about the way that I've made money and become, you know, this career path or whatever. Do I ever want to stop being an influencer? So like right now, do I want to stop? I don't know when I will stop or what. I have no idea. But I think before I stop, I would have a business first. I think I'll always want to be self-employed because I love being my own boss. I really don't really like having a boss. So yeah, there's been times where I'm like, like I need a break or like I need to quit, just because it's taken like a toll on my mental health, or I'm not handling like hate as well, or like I feel like I'm putting like my family at risk or anything like that. Like, there's been times where I'm like, I don't know if I'm doing the right thing. I am trying to be like, you know, like stick with my morals when it comes to this job and stuff, which leads me into the next question, which is, what are our privacy boundaries? I don't talk about if me and Naz are fighting. I don't talk about his feelings and his side of it, because I should never put like my words in his mouth. And there's been times where I've kind of like talked about situations and felt innocent about it, and then Naz felt like it was an attack when we weren't together and when we were together. And all the time I would say, oh well, it's just funny, like it's just a funny thing, like I'm not making fun of you, I'm making fun of me. But obviously the internet doesn't know everything like me and Naz do, or like me and my family do, so it can come off wrong and put a bad taste in people's mouths. So I've learned to like have certain boundaries with my relationship and with my family. Talking about my sisters and my mom and dad, there's boundaries there, which I'm not going to get into, but yeah, just like, I don't know, just making sure that I'm trying to respect the people around me who are in my life, because they don't want everything public. When it comes to my Covey and the baby in the womb, I will not film, you know, they're downstairs, and put that on the internet. I try to keep their tantrums offline, and their tears, and I don't know, it's not that I want to present my kids in a way that they are so perfect. It's just that I don't want those sensitive moments being the forefront of my career, I guess. Not that I won't ever share some things from my kids, but basically that like the content is me and my family, not the content is my family and me, if that kind of makes sense to you. How many hours do I work? I work a lot less than I used to, but I just want to say that if you are wanting to quit your 9 to 5, be prepared to work a 24/7. Not really, but really, like I'm a lot better now, and I think it's because I got pregnant and I realized that I wasn't like not putting enough boundaries in, but so pretty much like I would answer emails at 3 o'clock in the morning. I would edit content at 2 o'clock in the morning. I would breastfeed my kid while I got work done at 5 o'clock in the morning. And I just worked all the time, and I was just doing way too much, and I kept burning out over and over again. So now I kind of try to set like some like limits. So I will kind of like take the weekends off, and I will for a while I wouldn't work until 9:30 a.m. but I've started working earlier again because we're waking up even earlier. I don't know, I think it's just about like putting in boundaries yourself and like testing it out and like trial and error and stuff like that. I feel like I talked way too much. I hope that this gave you guys an insight and gave you guys a little bit of like I don't know, a little bit of insight into this job and into me working this job and stuff like that. And I just wanted to say that I was talking about being an influencer from the job point of view because that's what most people were curious about, and I think that's because a lot of people want to do this job. So this was definitely from a job point of view. Obviously I could do a whole nother one about the more personal side of being an influencer and like connecting with people and like talking to people and like meeting people in person, but again, that's a lot of talking. So instead I'm just gonna say, of course this is a dream job because of the people who are here. I already said that. Okay, thank you so much to Squarespace for sponsoring today's video. If you guys don't know what Squarespace is the #1 website building platform. I absolutely love it. I made my personal website using Squarespace. It has powerful analytic tools that make it super easy to see who's coming on your website and like managing your traffic and who's clicking what now. It has a really cool subscription thing, so if you wanted to set up a subscription for your PT lessons or like your recipes, if you're a cook or anything like that, you can set up a subscription service through Squarespace and make a little bit of money. And yeah, there's like heaps of cool things to do on there. So if you guys want to tutor around, you can head to squarespace.com/ChristinePhilippa, and you can also get $10 off your first website if you decide to go through with it. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video, and thank you so much to Squarespace again for sponsoring today's video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.